Hello, everybody, and welcome to the debut episode of On the Come Up, the interview series, where I will chat with musicians of all different genres, chart their success, document their musical journeys, and much more. Kicking us off is Hailey Wild. She is an amazing singer-songwriter out of San Diego, California, currently residing in LA. We talk about her musical influences, her beginnings, and much more. So, here's my interview with Hailey Wild. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with me on the line, she is an amazing singer-songwriter from San Diego, California, now residing in LA. Hailey Wild, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for having me on. Excited to be here virtually, but here. So
Yeah. I know we've been in talks for a while, and I'm glad we could finally make it work.
yes.
Yes. So talk about how you started in music. I know you started fairly recently. Talk about how you started, start to finish.
I'm 21 now, but I've been doing music for my whole life. So I put out my first song actually in 2018. Having like music released officially on Spotify since 2018. And actually I had stuff out on SoundCloud like 2016, 2017, which I've now like scrubbed clean because it was me just producing stuff on my own and the quality wasn't that great. I kind of got started just singing at first. I only wanted to sing when I was younger. And then when I was 10, I began playing piano, and that's kind of when I started experimenting with writing and making my own stuff. And yeah, it's just been ever since been doing that.
Yeah, I took a look at your discography, and I gotta say, you're refreshing because I know in the age of auto-tune, you do a lot of acoustic music, and I appreciate that.
I try not to use autotune as much as possible. I don't know if anything that I have out right now is auto-tuned. Like I will use it purposely if it's obvious, because sometimes I like that sound. Like if you're going for like a futuristic pop kind of sound, it's cool, but I don't like using it to make it sound like that's actually how my voice sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate you noticing that.
Yeah, well, the first song I heard from you was Eden. I mean, everyone could probably assume the topic, who's been to
Yeah.
church and read the Bible and all that. So, but talk about how that song came together.
I'm not actually a very religious person, but I like using a lot of imagery and references in my lyrics. Um, so that song's just about like kind of finding somebody who it feels like a paradise of sorts when you're with them. And that's pretty much the inspiration for the song, just kind of falling in love with somebody emotionally and physically and feeling like Eden or like paradise of sorts. So yeah, that was like my inspiration. I think that kind of comes from, I used to, when I was younger, listen to a lot of Lana Del Rey, especially during high school. I don't
Mm-hmm.
listen to her as much anymore, but she does a lot of that, like biblical references and things. And I really liked that. It's very poetic. So I think that's where I kind of was inspired to incorporate some of that into my own writing.
So, was that a single on your debut album?
I
Am
don't
I-
have an album out.
Okay,
I
I thought you were releasing one.
I was going to, and that was going to be on it. And I released that New Year's of 2020 because I was like, it's 2020. It's time for me to release a project. And then we all know what happened in 2020, COVID. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of scrapped the album. But Eden, Dumb, Ride or Die, and my favorite part, which I recently released, were all supposed to be on that. But I've just decided to keep them as singles. And sonically, I'm kind of going in a different direction with my writing now. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that will ever come together as a project. But I still got some good songs out of it and got to release some stuff. So it worked out. I
Do,
just don't think I was ready to release an album, especially during COVID.
is that something that you're thinking about, or is that something that you think will be down the line once you're out of college and all that, or are you like what are you thinking about as far as that?
I don't like to say anything too soon because I get ideas and sometimes, I follow through and it actually turns into a song or a project. But right now I'm just kind of in like a writing phase. I kind of have an idea for an EP. I don't want to like speak too much on it just in case, it doesn't actually happen, but kind of a more like rock direction. I've been like influenced by like Joan Jett lately and kind of listening to a lot of that and kind of like a grittier sound than what I have out right now. So we'll see. I will keep you posted if I actually end up doing anything with that. But I have a lot of songs that are written fully. Hoping to do some recording over the summer with some different people and get people in the studio and friends of mine to, track some stuff. So yeah.
I gotta say, you are awesome on TikTok. So let me correct me if I'm wrong, but you take submissions from friends or listeners or whoever, and then you pick the best one and do a cover of it.
Yeah, I've tried to do more of that. I've been as like I'm in school right now, so it's been hard to do the balance of everything. I'm hoping like over the summer I'll pick that back up. Like I would do polls on my Instagram and just I would have like either songs I liked or songs people have told me to cover, and I would compare the two and then ask people, which one, and then whatever one wins, I would post it. So I'm hoping to pick that back up. But if you or anybody or the audience out there has any song recommendations, you can always like comment on my posts on Instagram or TikTok. Yeah, I just like to hear what the audience wants, and I like to put my own spin on the songs. It's fun.
Well, you covered one of my favorite songs of all time. So I don't know if we had like Voodoo or whatever, but No Scrubs by TLC is like one of my favorites ever.
I love that song, and it's so fun, and I like tanking a lot of things, and when it's just me and the piano, kind of making it more jazz sounding, because I just gravitate towards that with my playing and stuff. So I'm glad you enjoyed that. That was like a fun one to cover. I remember taking so many takes of that, just waiting for the right take. It was a fun one, yeah.
Who are some other inspirations, like musically?
Lady Gaga, who I was very inspired by when I was younger, like when she was releasing like Just Dance and Poker Face. I think I was like 10 around that time. But like recently I've kind of like gone back into her discography, and I've been listening to, some of her album Joanne and then some of her album Art Pop. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but
Not
it's like
particularly.
very like, it's like kind of more hyper pop, but I love her witty lyrics in it. And vocally, obviously, she's insane. So she's been a big inspiration right now. Honestly, Courtney Love, I've been listening to some of that, like Jennifer's Body, and the Rolling Stones as well. Have been like a big influence to me right now.
Way.
Yeah.
No way. That's my dad. That's my. I'm trying to make you feel, whatever, some sort of way, but that's my dad's favorite band.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I really like the Stones. Theatricalness of their music and their performances, I kind of gravitate towards, and the persona. Yeah, those are like kind of my top bands and people I've been listening to right now.
So do you collect like a lot of like playlists and stuff on your crazy drive in LA? I would assume your playlist is eclectic.
Very much so. Here, I have my phone out to look right now at my playlist.
Hey, 2022. I have phones right here.
I have. I kind of make a playlist for. I kind of make a playlist for everything, and I don't actually. I take the bus usually to class, but yeah, on the bus I'll listen to stuff in the morning. And I'm always asking people also like on Instagram just to send me songs to listen to. Because I'm always on the hunt for new music. You can just see like playlists go on and on and on.
Yeah. So USC, most people when they think USC, they think sports, but musically you got you have a very detailed kind of like music program, right?
Yeah.
Like very in depth.
So it's my first year here. I transferred I was just going to community college back in San Diego. I was studying business. Didn't really care for it. I always had wanted to do music, but just kind of have, business as a support for my music, which I still am glad I took the route I did. But when I got into USC for the popular music program, I was so stoked because it's like kind of the only program like this in the country. Like Berklee College of Music in Boston is similar because they specialize in pop music, but That's like the only one that's really comparable. You can major in, a specific instrument for pop. I'm doing songwriting right now, but it just requires me to sing and piano and stuff. And yeah, it's been an amazing opportunity. I've been enjoying it a lot and meeting a lot of people.
So let's talk about your most recent song, My Favorite Part. A lyric kind of like, obviously it was the lyric when I did the story, but so it was don't play with fire, you'll get burned. What's going on with that? How'd you come up with that lyric?
The song itself is kind of like when I was writing this song, I think I was at a point, I wrote this back in 2018. So I was still like kind of exploring my songwriting. I was 17. So it's been a while. This song has been in the works for a while. So I don't feel like I was really thinking about like my writing in a directional way at the time. I had met somebody who I really, really liked a lot. And that like feeling that intensity was like very scary. So it's kind of about falling for somebody, even though there's a good possibility you could be hurt by them. So that lyric kind of encapsulates like that feeling. Because then like the next lyric is my foolish desires sear my skin just to feel something. So it kind of plays off that. I like that you ask questions about like lyrics and stuff. Like you actually go into the music. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. What's your thoughts on Taylor Swift? Do you think that she's overrated, underrated, properly rated?
I used to when I was younger really not like her, and I think it came out of honestly a place of jealousy. I think her music's gotten a lot better though. Like I actually have some of her stuff now on my playlist, like from folklore, and like my friends have gotten me into her here at USC, like a little bit more. I still don't really like listen to her just because I think sonically she's not really like my cup of tea. Like right now she's very, very acoustic, kind of stripped down stuff. I can't really speak on her that much though, because I don't listen to her music too much. But I appreciate what she's doing now more than like back in, I don't know, like 2015 or so when it was very poppy. And I think I also didn't like it because of that, because I was in my like, alternative, I don't like what everybody else likes phase. I don't know if you've heard of the artist Banks, but she
like just recently kind of.
She's super cool. She's kind of like alternative pop, like very dark. And I think I don't know, I gravitated towards that more than kind of Taylor Swift was doing a lot of like more bright pop. But now I appreciate it more. And I think that just comes with maturity. So I respect that a lot.
Yeah. So I wanted to let you know, based on what you were saying about the podcast, you're the first on the Come Up interview series. So I'm sure you saw that on there. But so basically my goal with this, or my idea with this, is to get the artists that are, obviously on the Come Up, but the more in detailed are the ones that are just grinding. You know what I mean? And I like to give platforms to people that deserve platforms. Thank you. I feel like based on your music, you deserve like the platform, because I was joking. It's not like a huge podcast, but I have people from, I would say 40 of the 50 states that, I have a random listener from like Hawaii, and I have like a random,
so cool.
I have like a random listener, like literally one, but that person could hear you and be like, oh, I have like 2 or 3 others lined up.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that you see the work. I'm trying. It's definitely, I wouldn't say it's easy, especially being in school full time, but yeah, I'm always just grateful for opportunities like this, and I know you say it's a small podcast, but you never know, like everything counts. And I think it's just about making connections with people, and you never know who's going to listen to your music, whether it's like my music could really resonate with somebody. And sometimes I get messages from random people who like heard my stuff, and it makes my day, because I'm just like, wow, it's so cool. Because a lot of times when you're putting stuff out online, especially since everything's so virtual, you just like see the numbers and you don't realize like that could be somebody's favorite song right now, or they could be going through something and they listen to that and it like really helps. Yeah. So
there's real people behind. Yeah, no problem. There's real people behind the numbers. It's not just data.
Yeah. So it's always nice to know that and be reminded of that.
Mm-hmm. What's the goal? Like, let's say 5 years down the line, what's your like goal?
I'd say I'm pretty ambitious. I definitely want to be a touring artist, like be a recording artist as well, like do my own artist project, release my own stuff, collaborate with people to make, my albums and or projects and songs. But I also like being behind the scenes and writing for other people. And I've gotten to do more of that at USC since it's like a very collaborative community. And I've started doing like background vocals for people at other shows. So I guess if I'm continuing to do that, I want to just be well known for my writing and, somebody that people want to help write on their project. That's like very fulfilling for me, as well as, touring more, not just in the LA circuit, but hopefully like around the country in like 5 years. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on remixes? Like people that like jump on other people's tracks. Like, do you like that sort of stuff, or do you like the original versions of stuff?
I'm open to anything. I actually have kind of been with my favorite part when I put it out. My friend Ethan, his producer tag is Ethos, or his producer name. He like remixed the song, and it's so cool sounding. And then I came in and did lyrics on top of it. And so it's like a remix, but also like part 2 of my favorite part. And it's like more hip hop influence. And so I like doing that stuff. I think it's so cool when people take something that's already been done and just like rework it. So I'm open to it. I try to be open to things and not just like have like an opinion on it. Obviously it depends on what you do with the song, but yeah, it's cool.
Have you heard the song Peru, Hailey?
By who?
Ed Sheeran jumped on the remix, but Fireboy, I think it's DML or so. Look it up though.
Okay,
it's called like the country Peru.
Yeah.
And Ed Sheeran jumps on a track that the guy was like, it's like I forgot what African country, but it was Nigeria, and it was like all in the clubs in Nigeria. And people were like DMing Ed Sheeran, like jump on it. Now it's like the biggest track. Like it jumped to number 1.
I probably have heard it then. What's your opinion on it?
Oh, I think it's catchy. I think it's catchy because it's like I don't have vocals like you do, but
yeah,
it does say Peru a lot, but then there's it's catchy. It's catchy. Trust me.
Okay, I'll check it out then.
It may not be your cup of tea, but it could be,
Hey, I'm like, I'd say my stuff is kind of all over the place with what I like to listen to. So I never really know. I might like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast today.
Thank you. Can I shout out my show?
Yeah, feel free. Shout out whatever you want.
If you guys are in the LA area, I'm doing my first show in LA at Adults Only for Breaking Sound. It's a showcase. They specialize in kind of showcasing up and coming artists around the world. But this one's being held at Adults Only in Hollywood. If you're 21, please come through. I'd love to like meet new people and see new people. I have a ticket link in my bio on Instagram, and then you can also buy tickets at the door. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. 7 p.m. Tuesday, May 3rd. So yeah, please be there. And thank you so much, Sean, for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Instagram handle, Twitter.
Yeah. Instagram, Hailey Wild Music, TikTok, Hailey Wild Music. I'm not really on Twitter, but website, HaileyWild.com. Always posting my shows there. Yeah, Spotify, just Hailey Wild. Apple Music, all those good places. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right. There you go. The first On the Come Up interview with Hailey Wild is in the books. Hope you enjoyed that one. Coming up next is Turner, an artist out of Nashville. I'm looking forward to this. Awesome artist, awesome musician. Check him out. And, of course, check out the Sensibly Cynical podcast wherever you get them. We are on Twitter at Cynical Sensibly Instagram, Sensibly Cynical Pod, and check out our Facebook page. Also, we are on WordPress. Check out Sensibly Cynical coffee mugs on Bonfire. All their links are in the Instagram bio. Please stay safe and take care.